Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's the guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be analyzing the team meeting that Josh McDaniels held, a couple days ago. How is it going to impact tonight, and how is it going to impact how we view him and the coaching staff for the rest of the season? So, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get this intro started, and let's get this show cracking.
Young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
Raider Nation, what is the deal? Once again, it's your boy Panama Fargo. You're watching another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure y'all tap it on that like and on the subscribe button, and please hit on that little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. But like I was saying, man, we got to analyze the team meeting that Josh McDaniels had with, the players over the past couple of days. All right. And we really got to analyze how that's going to affect the Raiders tonight and in the long term. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? If you haven't heard already, a couple of days ago on Thursday, the Raiders held a team meeting with Coach Josh McDaniels to voice their frustrations over the team. This is per Tom Pelissero, so a very reputable NFL analyst and insider. Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, and among others were the ones to voice their frustrations, and it was viewed as a positive meeting. So what does this mean? Okay, I saw a lot of mixed reviews on this past couple of days. I wanted to really take it in, really soak it in, and really get, the temperature of the Raider Nation, right? What do we feel about this meeting? Even within my own network, even within the people I mess with, that we had mixed reviews. You can look at this one or two ways. All right, this could be a very, very positive thing. And this is the way I took it. All right. And once again, we don't have to always agree, but I took it as a very positive thing. You could maybe take it as a coaching staff saying, okay, you know what? Our way isn't working. All right. Our way, what we want to do, how we're trying to do things ain't really working to the degree we want them to work. So finally, as a coaching staff, let's listen to our players. All right. And try to fit our players, into better positions for them. Instead of trying to fit, scheme to player, you fit player to scheme, right? That's what you do. So hopefully, this is what it means. And as you see right there, nothing was off limits. Nothing was off limits. So, I mean, if you have that type of camaraderie and you have that type of openness, it can be a very, very positive thing. You can speak the truth and you can say what you want to say, free of judgment, right? And you can hopefully feel like what you're saying isn't falling on deaf ears. As players, that's what you want. So that's how I viewed it as a very positive thing. Now, I've been a part of both scenarios that I'm about to explain to you. Now, one, I viewed it as a positive thing, but the second one, you can now view it as coach, this last effort to try to regain the locker room that he feels is slipping away from, right? And I don't really take it as this, but it makes sense because you can definitely see that the rope is slipping with Josh McDaniels and this regime. Too many more embarrassing losses, then it's like, how much can you stomach? I mean, just as an owner, how much can you stomach, right? So you look at that and you can feel like the tides are changing, right? And I know a lot of people, and even a lot of people with the blue checks, seem to think that Josh has 3 years, but I don't know. I can feel the wind changing, man. I can feel the seat getting hot. The temperature is rising. Too many more of them embarrassing ass losses, and I don't know. That's how I feel. So thinking of that, the coach has to say, all right, well, you know what? My shit, once again, but still, my shit ain't working, right? So I have to open up the floor, and this is my last ditch effort. But this is the thing. The second little scenario that I just presented to y'all, that's what you don't want. Because that right there comes off as disingenuous. That right there comes off as, I'm going to do it for now, but I'm still not going to fully listen to everything, right? Because the second scenario is a coach that says, I'm going to listen for now, but once shit goes right back on track, I'm going to go right back to doing what I was doing before. And that's what you don't want. As a coaching staff, this meeting, yes, the players get to voice their frustration. It's very good, but this is more for the coaching staff. This meeting for me was more for the coaching staff. This is on them now to now say, are we going to listen to what our players are saying and really adjust to them? Or are we going to continue to be stubborn? We're going to see it tonight. Now, what does this mean for the Raiders' future? Okay. It's plain and simple. Tonight, this meeting is going to tell us everything we need to know about Josh McDaniels and his relationship with this locker room. Tonight is going to tell us all, because now you're in front of the primetime stage, national Monday night stage. The meeting that we're talking about here is very, very nationally televised. All right, everybody fucking knows about this. So what are you going to do as a coaching staff? Are we going to come out here and look different? Are we going to come out here and run different schemes that more players are comfortable with? Or are we going to continue to do the same humdrum shit we've been doing, right? Now, I will say this, right? I don't believe the locker room has quit on Josh McDaniels as of yet. Okay, now I know last week they were flat, and you know, I'm not saying the whole entire season they've been flat, because I don't think they have been. The whole entire season they haven't been flat, but last week they was flat and they were bad. Okay, I don't know what it was. Now some people saying it was an East Coast game, early East Coast. They were looking ahead to Monday night, which I don't condone at all, right? We're not that good of a team, but hey, you can't cry over spilled milk. So we're looking at that, okay? The Raiders, if the Raiders come out flat and they look lethargic and they look like they're not ready to play physically with this team tonight, that tells us all we need to know about Josh McDaniels and his teaching and what he's doing, right? And yeah, we can have the team meeting, but shit ain't changing. All right, shit ain't changing. And you have to look, you have to have a good, long, hard look in the mirror if that happens tonight, which I don't think it will. But if that happens tonight, as an owner, Mark Davis is going to have to look himself in the mirror and say, all right, he's tried everything. Because like I said, you can look at this as a last-ditch effort from a coach who can feel his job slipping away. And then from there, you say, all right, you come out looking flat still? Not good. Not good. But I don't anticipate it. Why don't I anticipate that? Yes, I know a lot of you want Josh McDaniels fired, but you got to look at it from a factual standpoint, just from a, just we got to take some of the emotion out of it. The Raiders in all of these games have pretty much been in it, except for the Buffalo one, right? Last week, we got our ass kicked. But for the most part, we've been in games. And it doesn't look like the team is just quit, right? You can tell when a team is defeated. You can tell when the team is like, I'm tuning you out, right? I'm not listening to what the coaching staff is saying. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, right? You can tell. But this team still has fight. This team still wants to win, and you can tell this team still wants to win. Now, they still got a little juice in there, but the juice that we got in there is very fragile. Very fragile. Why do I say that? Because with an embarrassing loss tonight, you run the risk of really losing the locker room tonight. He runs the risk of it because the decision-making you've made up to this point and the losses you've had up to this point are not going to want to make players play for you and not going to want to make players buy into this scheme and system that you have. Now, you come out here and win, and the offense finally hums. The offense finally looks like how it's supposed to look. Saw on Twitter, somebody said this offense is a sleeping giant. I definitely agree, because if this offense gets itself where it needs to be, I feel like the defense is better in situations and spots that if the offense was to play better, we look better as a team overall. I really believe that. So if the offense comes out here and hums, right, and we win and we beat Detroit, and you look good doing it, hey, now you ward off some of that, chirping that we were talking about earlier on in the week. The chirping that happens when you lose, right? Some players say, hey, I don't know if he knows what the fuck he's doing, or why the fuck is he making this decision? Fans on the outside, fire this motherfucker, right? There's so much noise coming in Josh McDaniels' ear and the regime that at this point you have to say you need this game. This is one of these right that a coaching staff submit themselves. He needs this fucking game in order to, one, quiet down the noise from the fan base and quiet down the chirping from the players. Because once the players get to chirping and it gets loud enough, who the fuck you think up top is going to hear that shit? And I know everybody with the blue checks. I know everybody says Josh McDaniels has 3 years. He'll still have another year after this. I don't think so. if he continues to lose in embarrassing fashion, he not gonna have another year. You heard it here first. I don't give a fuck what nobody else is saying. That's what I feel, right? You can agree to disagree or not, but if he continues to lose the way he's losing, he's not coming back. He is not coming back. And that's plain and simple. And that's not me saying, oh, I don't want him to come back. This is my prediction. This is what I feel. Because there's only so much Mark Davis can stomach. All right? I know he wants to be patient, but there's only so much embarrassment he can stomach. There's a difference between losing and getting embarrassed. There's a difference. Okay, you can lose a game. You know, none of us want to lose, but you can lose a game and still be competitive. But the shit you did last week, that's embarrassment, right? The shit you did against Buffalo, embarrassment. Steelers, embarrassment. Like multiple games this year, and going back to last year, where you're embarrassed. Not just losing, you're embarrassed. So Mark can only stomach so much. So Josh McDaniels needs this game. So that's what I'm saying. You can look at this meeting as one of two ways. One, as a coach that finally says, you know what, let me listen to my players. And then that unlocks something in this offense, which I can feel it can do. Or this is your last ditch effort. And you was listening to them, you was listening to your players, but it was going through one ear and out the other, and you're gonna do the same exact shit you want to do anyway, and then you're gonna come out here and whatever happens, happens. But we've already seen what happens when Josh McDaniels and his coaching staff is not adjusting. We already see what happens. So, you know, we'll see what happens tonight. But this meeting and news of this meeting is going to tell us a lot about what is going to go on for the rest of the season for the Raiders. So once again, make sure you guys are tapping on the like, on the subscribe button, hit on the little notification bell so you're getting updated whenever I drop some of these episodes right here, man. And you know I'm going to go live after the game to do my post-game reaction, live reaction. So make sure y'all pull up for that because I'm going to be doing my live reaction tonight after the Raiders-Lions game. So pull up, man. We're going to react. We're going to talk. Hopefully it's some good shit that we talking, right? So make sure you pulling up for that. And you know I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?